어셈블리 멤버 카타리나 크루즈가 요번 1월에 레이프 이즈 레이프 빌이라는 거를 통과를 시켰습니다. 10년 동안 저희가 통과를 시키려고 노력을 했는데요. 저희 이제 어셈블리 멤버 크루즈가 통과를 시켰다는 점에서 뜻깊다고 생각합니다. 특히 코로나 이후에 성폭력 그리고 가정폭력 피해자들이 많이 늘어나고 있어서 이런 집회를 하는 게 너무 뜻깊고요. 또 하나는 저희 YCPT 청소년 프로그램 파티시펜트가 리드를 하고 또 이거를 오르가나이즈 했다는 점에서 되게 뜻깊다고 생각합니다.
4월은 Sexual Assault Awareness 달입니다. 성폭력을 당하신 여성분들 혼자가 아니라는 것을 우리는 같이 해드리려고 합니다. 외롭고 힘드시지만 커뮤니티가 여러분과 함께 하겠습니다. 힘들고 어려울 때마다 저희를 찾아주세요. 가정상담소와 뉴욕 한인봉사센터는 여러분의 가족입니다.
And thank you for joining the Korean American Family Service Center's rally against sexual assault.
We have to continue the rally against all of this sexual assault, against gender-based violence, against domestic violence. And we will never stop until the day when we never have to talk about it again because it has been completely eradicated.
All right, break the silence in the violence. That's what we're here for, right? Yeah. All right. We want to thank Korean American Family Service Center staff and Executive Director Ji-hae Fisher for organizing the rally and their great partnership with our office to continue the fight against gender violence in Queens.
You know, there's an old saying, you can't solve a problem without first acknowledging it exists and talking about it. And when we say we're going to break the silence, it means we're here to talk about the problem of sexual violence, to talk about domestic violence, and let people know, yes, it does exist, and it is not acceptable. It is not something that is just part of life, and it's not something that we shouldn't talk about. When we speak out and bring awareness of it, that's the first step on stopping it.
Today, thinking about this rally, I thought through this. I went to Flushing High School and I was walking on Parsons Boulevard because I live on Beach Avenue, and a group of guys from my school was taunting me. They were physically grabbing me. And I went home, and after I went home, I cried. I just didn't know what to do. And my first thought, I was feeling shame that this happened to me. What I should have done, frankly, is report to the police precinct and report them to my high school, but I did not do that. So I'm here sharing the story so everybody knows that it really does happen, and there's no shame in that, and we should be sharing these stories, and we should be providing safe spaces and support for them. And that's why groups like KMFC is so important to our community. Katalina Cruz! We would like to thank her for her advocacy and providing the expanding the term what rape means to our survivors. So thank you so much for your advocacy for the survivors of sexual violence. And she'll share a few remarks.
You out, so many women out, and the men supporting us to talk about what sexual violence looks like and the work that it takes to really fight back. It's still not a thing to call, and I'm gonna say it here, oral and anal rape is not rape under the law. And so when someone is assaulted, when someone has to look how to put their life back together, how to seek therapy, how to seek help, how to think about the idea of, do I go to the police and have this case prosecuted? They have to undergo an analysis of, do I want to put myself through re-victimization and talk about what happened? And that is why we're here, because a part of healing is being able to call it exactly what it is. I had the honor of inheriting this bill, and thank you so much for the award. But I had the honor of taking on this fight because our former colleague, Arabella Simotas, came to me and said, please take this on and let's get it to the finish line. And I am hoping that this will be the absolute last year where I had to get up on the floor of the assembly and explain to a bunch of people why we should let survivors call what happened to them rape. And so I thank you for your advocacy on the ground, the work of your organization, of the Korean American community to stand with survivors and to demystify how we talk about abuse in our communities. Because you can't talk about abuse in our communities. It doesn't happen. You can't talk about marital rape in our communities. It doesn't happen. You can't talk about date rape or any of those things. It doesn't happen. But the reality is that it does. To stand by you and say, we're gonna get it done, because survivors deserve that respect. They need to be able to heal, and we're going to continue to also put money into the effort, because you are overworked and underpaid. You do so much. You do so much to support the services that are needed, and we are here to support you and to fight back and to say survivors are going to get the chance to call what happened to them by the name, to call it rape when it happens. And so thank you for the honor of getting to do this. Thank you for the honor of getting this award. And so
Pass the bill! 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 Pass the bill!
When I was still at KCS during the pandemic, where we literally were like, what do we do to help people? It's insane. And I know that their hotline calls went up so much during the pandemic, and we have to do more to help and support the work that they do, as well as other folks in the community, all the community leaders that are here doing this tremendous work. So mental health, a lot of the issues that we're facing in the community are important things that we need to work on. And so I just really wanted to thank KFSC for the work that you guys are doing. And I know a lot of your partner agencies are here. I see Garden of Hope, which is also doing awesome work in the community.
Sexual assault is a conversation in which young people are often left out of.
I want to live. I take them up like the male and female paper dolls and bang them together at the hips like chips of flint, as if to strike sparks from them. I say do what you are going to do.